So previously we have graphed inequalities on a number line. So we solved and graphed inequalities on a number line, and we have graphed linear equations. So what we're going to do now is we're going to graph linear inequalities on the coordinate plane. And we're going to solve these by graphing. So first thing we need to do is graph our boundary line. Then we're going to decide which half plane is included in our solution set. It's going to be a closed half plane if the boundary line is included. It'll be an open half plane if the boundary line is not included in the solution set. So pause the video so you can copy down these steps. Now that you have the steps copied, we're going to actually go ahead and look at this. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to try and graph this linear inequality where y is less than negative 3 half x plus 6. So if we go over to the coordinate plane, we can graph the y-intercept of 6. And then from 6, I can go down 1, 2, 3, and over 2 for my slope of negative 3 halves. And I can construct another point. Now that I have the 2 points constructed, I can draw the line. Now this is the plane divider, okay? So I'm not yet sure if this is going to be part of my solution set or if it's not going to be a part of my solution set. So we're going to do some test points. So the first test point that I'm going to check is going to be the point 6, 6. When possible, I like to choose points where the x and y value are the same, so I don't mix them up when I put them into the equation. But so y is 6, negative 3 halves, and x is 6. So I'm going to write my coordinate as a fraction since I'm multiplying by a fraction. Negative 3 times 6 would be negative 18 divided by 2. So this would say 6 is less than negative 9 plus 6, and 6 is less than negative 3. Since this is a false statement, I know that this point is not located in my solution set. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plot this point, and I'm going to make it red. So I know this is not part of my solution set. You might want to put an X on your paper. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to try my next point. I'm going to try the origin. So for the origin, y is 0, which should be less than negative 3 divided by 2. I'm plugging in 0 for x and 0 for y. Then I'm going to simplify the equation. This becomes 0. And here I have the inequality that 0 is less than 6. Well, 0 is less than 6. So this is true. So if I go back to my coordinate plane and I plot this point, this is true. So I'm going to have that point plotted as a green point because I know that is true. So let's try a few more. Again, I'm going to go into the original equation and I'm going to enter 4 for x and 0 for y. So I have 0 is less than negative 3 halves times 4 over 1 plus 6. So negative 3 times 4 would be negative 12 divided by 2. Negative 12 divided by 2 is negative 6. And negative 6 plus 6 is 0. But my inequality says 0 is less than 0. Well, 0 is not less than 0. So this is false. So if I go back to my graph and I plot this point, we can see that that point is false. And if I were to try a few more points, we could see that points above the line are coming out red and below the line are green, which means that all of the points that are going to be below this boundary line are going to be solutions. But the line itself is not a solution. So when your plane divider is not a solution, we want to plot it as a dashed line. This is what we consider an open half plane, meaning that everything below the line, but not including the line, would be a solution to the inequality. So we graphed the boundary line. In this case, since the inequality sign was y is less than negative 3/2 plus 6, we used a dashed line. We plotted a few test points, some above the line, some below the line, and one on the line, to determine that below the line should be shaded. So we shaded the half plane where the points made the inequality true. So what I would like you to do in your math notebook, below where you copied the steps, is to please solve and graph this inequality. Y minus 3x is less than 2.